Oh my god! Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on PC. I want you to know it. Guitar Hero is coming back as well. Justin Hayward, Mary Kish. You all put up a video on GameSpot.com just this morning about Guitar Hero Live?
That's what they're calling it.
Yeah. That is, the new game is Guitar Hero Live, the rebirth of guitar. I mean, this is like one of those worst kept secrets. People have known about this for a while, and not just because we also played it a couple weeks ago, but even before that. Like, we knew this was coming. We knew this was going to happen.
It's similar to the Rock Band stuff where people kind of had an inkling, Harmonix were doing something. They announced a Rock Band, the new Rock Band's a thing.
But this is really interesting
doing it too.
Because Rock Band is literally bringing back Rock Band 4. All of the songs you have, everything, all of your instruments, those are going to work with the new Rock Band, whereas Guitar Hero are going in a completely different direction. There's not only a new instrument, something completely different to buy, but the way that they're going to monetize the songs is also very different. We don't know too much about that, but it's a completely different model that they're going with.
We'll get into the monetization stuff in a moment. First of all, Mary, the guitar, how does it feel? It's like 3x2 or something now?
Yeah, it's totally different. The old one, it had 5 buttons that all went down the neck, which
Only
caused
the buttons are different. It's not totally different, right? It's literally just the buttons.
They've changed the
strum
guitar
thing,
shape
it
as
looks
well.
pretty much the same.
Do you still do the
The strum is the same, so
Okay.
the little taparoo is the same. But before you probably noticed, I mean, they had like a million different guitars. They had stickers. They did all this customization crap. I mean, all that's different. They're not doing any of that this time. It is just this guitar, and it has a 2x3 grid of the buttons instead of 5 buttons down the neck. And
3x3.
and
2x3. No, you're right. Math.
Yes.
3 by 2.
And is
I'm
it,
just gonna keep going.
Some of them are
Two rows
white,
of 3.
some of them are black. Is that
That's right.
on the when it comes down the screen? It's like
That's right.
Okay.
So you could think of it as like maybe makeshift chords is maybe what they're trying to convey a little bit better. Because with the 5, the only thing that you had to do with you had to move your pinky down to hit that 5th button. But now, so you see this one's all white. The white is farther away and black is closer to you, I believe. So what happens is now it looks like easy, right? I mean, when we first saw this, you think of it and you're like, well, now there's only 2 colors. You simplified it. You made it easier. You actually made it easier, but it's not. It's difficult for your brain to understand that if it's white, black, white, all of a sudden you have to make a chord. This is on easy mode. So
yeah, we haven't seen a chord here yet, right?
Yeah,
because this just looks like one note at a time.
This is trying to get you into the concept of, all right, so now I'm on the buttons that are farther away. Now I'm at the buttons closer to me.
Well, and while we're into this, what the goddamn hell is happening here in the background? This looks like
they changed the background.
This is like FMV, goddamn, like you pretend. Look at that guy. Looks like
Listen, they
corn.
wanted to bring you into the rock experience by making you act like a creeper with a GoPro at a concert.
You're the guitarist at a concert. It's interesting in some ways, like this crowd stuff, the stuff you're seeing now, where you're looking at the crowd. That's actually kind of cool and exciting. I don't know that I'd want to see it every time.
There's a banana in there if you find him. There's like a guy in a banana suit.
Oh, really?
We were joking earlier, like there's got to be at least one person who like showed a wiener.
Yeah, there's got to be a dick
that
bud in there
hasn't
somewhere.
been found. I mean, in the history of having extras that you pay $20 to stand there for hours, someone's going to show something gross, but there is no proof of that yet. I mean, I'll tell you, I edited this video, so I've seen that crowd a lot.
You were looking for it.
And it already got old to me.
Oh, really?
It is the same thing, right?
It's part of like an intro as well. Like every level, you're like before you go out. There's
long
like a preamble.
intro. It's like 60 seconds.
Could that
long.
be something that they only did for you guys because it's like a press thing and they're just like hamming it up a bit?
I mean, there's no way they wouldn't let us skip that later because who wants to see that every time? But it's like, you see these same people. It is. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it does give you butterflies. You get excited about it, but.
So
who knows?
They were saying that they recorded something different for every song. I didn't notice that when we were playing here. There are different venues, and that there's also going to be different bands. Like they're going to be themed with what you're playing with.
And there's also good and bad like videos. So does it
like when you fuck up, it's gonna like the crowd is not gonna be happy with you. Your drummer's not gonna be like, oh yeah, you're doing really awesome. He's gonna be like, you suck, you piece of shit. What are you doing? Pick up your guitar.
It's fascinating how different it is. Obviously, this is the good version. Everyone's stoked to see you. They're like super happy about everything that you're doing. But when it is bad, it's almost. It's almost, you feel bad when you're playing if you catch a glimpse of it because your entire band looks at you like you destroyed their career, that this was their big break. It looks like you're going to break up on stage.
But then the thing about these is like you're probably just so badly concentrating on like
totally.
the things.
I didn't notice any of it when I was playing, and I was awful.
Is there a no-fail mode where they're like, it's okay, buddy. You're doing all right,
Well, you don't
even though you're
actually
doing
fail out.
terribly.
You don't fail out in any of that. It's just that you're not doing that well. It's just a constant reminder that you kind of suck. One thing, and I don't know anything about this, one thing that I kind of conjecture they're going to do with this, because they were very hesitant to talk more about what kind of bands they're using and what those people are doing. I bet for at least one of those songs, they're going to have a really,
Real
like
band.
a famous band, you're going to play with them, like a Green Day or like somebody like that, and you're going to be on stage with
DLC,
them.
baby. Don't give that stuff away for free.
So, well, that's the interesting thing, is that DLC is going to be handled very differently in this. Like, so the main game, because they took so long filming each and every performance, apparently, we don't know how many songs that's going to be. In order to pad it out, there's not going to be a Guitar Hero Live 2016. There's not going to be another disc version of this.
Activision aren't going to annualize one of their franchises.
Well, instead, they're going to make a
The
subscription
apocalypse is coming. Flying pigs. Sorry.
service. It might be worse to have a subscription service. I'm
Right, yeah.
hesitant. There is a free version of this, like what's it called? It's Guitar Hero TV, where you can tune in and play the game.
Yeah, you don't even need a console for this necessarily, right? They're bringing this out on PS4 and Xbox One and whatnot, but there's just
also
going to be a
mobile.
version you can stick on your TV, right?
They haven't announced officially what everything's on, but they told us, yes, it is going to be a mobile game that you can literally plug into your TV and play it right off of your phone as if it was an Xbox One, like no different.
And this like live element, because there's like the ones that they've clearly like shot all these crowd stuff for, but there's like some sort of a service where you basically like tune into almost like old MTV music video channels where there was like a
Yep.
bunch of different channels and they're just playing songs and you play
Constantly streaming. I mean,
But
think
videos,
of it.
just music
Yep,
videos,
just
right?
music videos. Think of it like you would cable. So you'll have two channels that are constantly going 24 hours a day.
Just random songs
with
kinda?
with random
Yeah.
songs, and they're
Well,
going to
and
be
programming.
and programming, and then if you want to pay for the
by
subscription,
programming you mean what?
So well, the example they gave is like on Friday nights, maybe at 8 p.m., that's our rock block. And so you know if I tune in
right.
Friday at 8 p.m., they're going to be playing some rock songs. I don't know exactly what songs, but I'll get to listen and play.
Yeah.
Here's the genre that I like.
Great.
Genre that I like.
Creedence for an hour or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they totally
all
could do that.
Beatles all day on one channel, and then if you have the subscription service, you get access to a whole bunch of other channels that'll have maybe more specified towards your liking. That way, you can kind of just fine tune it in case there's something on the regular channels that's just
Yeah, just
not for you.
grindcore.
And that's where
24 hours a day.
That's where the comparison to cable gets a little like dark to me, because I mean, we've seen what's happening with cable. I mean, for years it's been you get the basic package, you get the bigger package, you get the deluxe package, you get the super mega package. But that increasingly consumers are trying to find a way to not do that.
Yeah.
Are trying to find a way to get their content elsewhere, to not pay the subscription fees, to not like be locked in. Like, oh, if I want to get my Green Day channel, I have to pay this tier.
Yep.
So, will they go a la carte with it? Will it be that kind of cable tier that is getting such backlash in the network programming?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to
situation?
like follow any company's model, it probably shouldn't be Comcast. If we've learned anything about making people happy, you should be able to give people exactly what they want without making them pay for shit they don't. And we don't know what that is because they have not brought in any of that stuff yet. I think that's like an E3 thing that they're going to talk about more.
Yeah, because they're going to talk about what songs are in the game as well.
That's
close to
right.
the
Yeah, we
E3,
don't
right?
know what the songs in the actual game are, and that's
Yeah.
like a huge chunk of it for me personally, because you know, if I'm going to be playing through with my character and growing them and stuff, I want to make sure like the songs in the actual game campaign are fun.
It's the first
and
thing that people used to
interesting.
do when I worked in retail was they'd pick up the game, they'd flip over the side of the box and read what the songs were on
are,
it.
yeah.
And then for a while it was like Rock Band Guitar Hero, and you'd like, oh, this one's got Tool, great, I'm going to go for that one. Like that was like the main sort of the decision point between them.
On the positive end, since it is just streaming music, you technically have access to anything they're able to license,
Yeah.
which is like on the flip side is kind of a cool thing that I don't have to think about like, I need to buy all of these songs 'cause I spent so much money on Rock Band back in the day, like an embarrassing amount of money.
But then the thing about Rock Band, at least, is that you've got, even if you've spent all this money on all those songs, you can play them on guitar, on bass, on drums. You can sing them. Guitar Hero, the new one, it's
Just
just
guitar.
guitars, right?
Well, I don't think it's going to be just guitar.
Really?
Like, there's at least got to be vocals, and I think there's going to be bass. Right now, like when we were talking, like right now we're only talking about guitar. There's not going to be drums, definitely. And I wager like 75%. There's going to be bass. There has to be vocals.
75% of what? Like your wage?
Yeah, 75% of the money that I make in a day.
$50.
It's like nothing.
Take it or leave
yeah.
it.
I think I
I'll
have a
take
quarter in my
that
pocket.
See, that's weird. As somebody who, I predominantly played those games for the drums. Like I started off playing guitar stuff, but then like drums was my thing. So like that's kind of like a big.
So you
So
got
is that a
yourself
deal
some
breaker?
Guitar Hero World Tour drums and some Rock Revolution drums
They
up
didn't
in there.
make the move across the Atlantic. Funnily enough, they're all stuck in London somewhere.
No, and that's why I prefer Rock Band still. Like the guitar on Guitar Hero is always better. Like it's a better piece of kit, and I'm kind of disappointed that this new one is not going to transfer over because it's 3 buttons by 3 buttons, like 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. That doesn't transfer over to the 5-button neck guitar.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to keep using my old Guitar Hero guitar. But
Of
I
course,
love
yeah.
playing drums and I love singing it. Like that's what I do in Rock Band. Guitar is fun, but like you, like drums are the fun part. Getting to sing in a fake band, it's like karaoke.
I'm the opposite. I liked Guitar Hero because I liked focusing on one thing and being good at it.
Yeah.
I liked finding a song that I enjoyed. If it was like one by Metallica, and you just play it again and again and again until you're the best, and you play it on expert mode, and then you show off for your friends when you have a party, and then when they want you to play something else, you say, "Oh no, I'm bored now," and then you let someone else play, so you don't embarrass yourself. That's my system. You play something good, and that's why I need to know what the campaign list and songs are, because I don't want to wait for that song to come up on live. I don't want to wait for my cool song to come up. I want that campaign song to be good, so that I know that I can really show how awesome I can be at one particular thing.
That's crazy.
Focus.
They're going to have an a la carte option of some type, but what is the right price model for you? Like, what would you pay for that would make, or what would make that worth it?
That's such a confusing thing too. Like you can like iTunes me. Am I going to pay 99 cents per song here?
That's the way it used to be.
I mean, that's the way Dance Central
the way Rock Band was.
is on Xbox One now.
There was
Like,
that PlayStation-
game is $10, and then you download a bunch of other stuff.
Remember that PlayStation karaoke game that came out?
No, PlayStation was.
Def Jam Rap Star.
I wish. No,
It's Xbox.
The downloadable one, the service one that came out just about
Yeah.
a year ago or so. Like that type of model. I guess it's just the world of music has changed fundamentally as well.
Yeah.
It's weird though how like Guitar Hero is now going to be basically one instrument again, and that's Rock Band's niche again. Is like no, it's not just you playing one guitar. It's the whole Rock Band.
And it's $100. Like, whether you buy it on a mobile
Wait,
device.
for Guitar Hero with the guitar.
Guitar Hero with the guitar and the version of the game, whether you buy it on PS4 or whether you buy it on
TV
mobile.
or mobile, yeah.
Like you're basically buying that hardware. Is that too much? Like, is that the right
$100.
price? Especially
Jeez.
when
Yeah.
Rock Band is going to come out at like ostensibly a cheaper price because it's not going to have any hardware. You're
That's
just
a hefty asking
Yeah.
price. I remember the first time I bought this, the first time Guitar Hero ever came out in college. You're looking at what, like $75 for the game and the guitar. I remember in college, I was like, oh, like this is. Like I'm eating ramen now for the next
Yeah.
3 weeks. Like this better be great.
You get to rock out while
but
you
it
eat ramen.
was. It was one of the best purchases I made in college. I have zero regrets about buying it, which is why I'm like a little apprehensive about saying like, whoa, that's a lot of money. It doesn't matter if it's worth it, and you don't know if it's not worth it yet because that game was like the mecca of every party I was ever at for
Yeah.
like 2 years.
Well,
What
that
makes
was
it work?
about 6 or 7 years ago, so we'll have to find out if that's going to be the same again. In 2015, E3 is when they're going to announce all the new songs. Hopefully we'll have some more information about the price points and stuff like that, but we'll have to wait and see.
And hopefully they'll show off the VR headset version of that crowd,
Jesus
because
Christ.
that would be cool.
Yeah, back in the
Be weird.
backstage
You
with
just play
groupies.
and just like stare at the one dude who's in the front the whole
Yeah.
time.
So
Just
awkward.
psych him out.
flick your cigarettes at the crowd.
Rob was telling me in the demo we were with all the developers, and he was like, "How like realistic are these intros where you're like in the room and backstage with all the
Yeah.
people?" He's like, "Is there like a big bowl of cocaine and you like do a bunch of it and then go out on set and freak out?"
That's how you raise your star power meter.
Yeah,
That's DLC.
that's
Tap in.
DLC. Exactly.
Downloadable cocaine.
We'll be back.